Hey guys, so today I am going to do a video telling you what I eat in a day because I reached my original goal weight. Yay! I lost 13.5 pounds. It took me a long time though, no lie. I started the diet on January 18th, and so it took me 3 months and 13 days to lose 13.5 pounds. Now, the reason why it took me so long is because I made some mistakes, and I'm going to go over that too, because if you have decided that you want to lose weight, I don't want you to make the same mistakes that I did. Learn from my mistakes. And yeah, I thought that would be just helpful to tell you what kind of diet I was on and what did I do and some sort of tips and tricks. Okay, so what kind of diet did I go on? It is a low carb, high fat diet, otherwise known as keto or paleo or that type of thing. Very popular right now. Popular because you get to eat a lot of yummy food that doesn't sound like diet, and you are pretty satisfied because of that, and so it's easier to stick with. Probably the hardest thing about going on this diet is what you can't have. And to me, it's not really a diet anymore because I've reached my goal, and now that I'm at my goal, I've decided that I would like to maybe lose like 4 more pounds, um, because I still feel like I just have a little bit more fat that I would like to get rid of. Um, but yeah, the hardest thing is what you can't have. And I know the second I go back to eating the way that I used to, that I'm going to put the weight back on. So I'm not going to. This is not so much a diet for me as a lifestyle change. I have to accept the fact that there are certain types of food that will make you gain weight. And I don't want to be on a diet, and I don't want to do this yo-yo thing where I lose weight and gain weight and just keep going back and forth. That's really bad for your body. It puts stress on all your internal organs, and it's just not good. It's better to adapt a healthy way of eating and then stick with it. So I'm going to tell you now what I don't eat, and after I tell you what I don't eat, you might be confused, because if you watch other people's videos where they talk about this diet and what they do and do not eat, it may not be the same as what I'm saying, and I'm confused too because I've done a lot of research on this, I've read a lot of books and gathered a lot of information, so I don't know why there are inconsistencies. I don't know if they are following some sort of modified version of the diet or what is going on. But the version that I am doing, I do not eat bread. I do not eat pasta. I do not eat cereal. I do not eat anything with flour in it. Let's see. I don't eat sugar or anything that includes added sugar. However, I do eat things that have naturally occurring sugar in them, like fruit, and I don't eat any vegetable that grows in the ground, any type of root vegetable like a potato or a carrot or anything that grows below ground. So that's how I was able to lose all this weight. And in the beginning, it came off so easy. And I thought, oh boy, this isn't going to take long at all. But I fell off the wagon and I cheated a few times. And, I would go right back on the diet the very next day if I screwed up. And I screwed up pretty badly. I would say 3 or 4 times at least. And, I'm human, I'm gonna make mistakes, so I was doing the best I could, but it's hard to give up sugar. I didn't find it as difficult to give up bread, grains, that type of thing. I thought that was going to be hard. It wasn't. The sugar was the most difficult thing, and still is. And yeah, that's a very hard thing. But all these types of things that you give up on this diet, they're definitely what packs on the pounds. There was a thing going around years ago that people were saying fat makes you fat. No, definitely not. Sugar, carbohydrates are what make you fat. And if you give up carbs or try to minimize them as much as you can, the weight will come off. Now, the other mistake that I made, aside from just basically cheating on the diet, was quantities. When I was on a low carb, high fat diet before in the past, I could pretty much eat what I wanted to as long as I stayed within the realm of the diet, and I would lose weight. Not this time. I don't know if it's because I'm older now, so my metabolism is slower. I'm not sure why that is, but I had to adjust my quantities this time. I was on the diet and I wasn't at first I lost a ton of weight, but then all of a sudden I wasn't losing anymore, and I thought, oh, okay, I hit a plateau, because that happens sometimes when you're dieting. Your body starts to make adjustments. It thinks it's starving, so it does whatever it can to get in your way of losing weight. So I thought about it and thought about it, and finally I figured out it was the quantities. What I eat for breakfast is a 3-egg omelet, and then I just put different things in it for ingredients, whatever I feel like that day. Sometimes I put mushrooms and onions, sometimes I put sausage or peppers, or just whatever I feel like for ingredients. And if you mix it up and change it now and then, it will work in your favor, because once you get bored or start doing the exact same thing all the time, I think you're more likely to cheat. So that's what I have for breakfast. I just have a 3-egg omelet, and I just switch up the ingredients. And for lunch, I have a salad. And I was making a massive salad for lunch every day. And then for dinner, I would have some type of vegetable, just whatever I felt like, as long as it wasn't a root vegetable. I would have a pretty good serving of a vegetable, and then I would have some type of protein with it, like chicken or turkey, or sometimes I would have salmon or tuna, or sometimes I would have hamburger, or just whatever I felt like. You know, you're not really limited on the protein as far as what type you can have. So yeah, I started not losing weight, and I couldn't figure out what it was. And eventually I realized that the size of the salad that I was having for lunch every day was enough to feed like 4 people. And I was pretty reasonable with my other quantities, because I knew that I could have a 3-egg omelet. And for dinner, I knew that I could have a vegetable and some sort of protein, and I wasn't eating a ton of protein, but I was eating like a lot of a vegetable. Like I would sometimes cook like a package of frozen vegetables and just eat the whole package when it wasn't really enough for like 4 people. So once I cut down the size of my salad and then cut down the amount of my vegetable that I was having at dinner, it was fine. And I just went right back to losing weight again, and everything was okay. But yeah, for some reason, I thought I could have as much as I wanted to, because I was so hungry. I've always had a big appetite, as long as I can remember. And so, because I got away with it before eating large quantities when I was dieting on a high fat, low carb diet, I thought I could do it now, but no. I had to cut back on my quantities, and then it was good. So I don't really eat snacks. I eat 3 meals a day. And I find that, you know those salad kits that they sell at the store Those are pretty great, at least for me anyway, because they come with a bunch of ingredients all packaged up and they're so delicious. And then you can buy a variety of salads to keep it interesting so that you don't get bored. And that way you're not eating the same thing all the time, because if you go out and you buy all the ingredients and put it together yourself, you're going to have to pretty much make it the same every day, because those are the ingredients that you bought and you want to use them up before they go bad, because we're talking about produce and fresh ingredients that don't have a very long shelf life. So for me, those salad kits work out great, but don't buy a big salad kit bag. That's too much salad for one person. You have to buy the little ones that are one serving. And you can either buy the ones that don't have a protein in it and then just have some protein on the side, or you can buy the ones that already have protein in them, like chicken and turkey. Let's see, what else? Yeah, I don't eat snacks. Make sure that you get plenty of sleep and rest, because that's really important to help your body in your overall health. Try to exercise as much as you can, but don't overdo it, because you could strain muscles or injure yourself. So a reasonable amount of exercise is good. I try to go for a walk outside every day. That's not always possible because of the part of the country that I live in. I live in New England, Massachusetts specifically. And, you know, it's a long winter, and then you get like the rainy season, and I think we're finally out of that now. I've got a sleeveless shirt on today because it's supposed to be like 80 degrees, so yay, finally. But if it's cold or it's raining or snowing or sleeting or something, obviously you're not going to want to go outside and go for a walk. But I would do it when I could, when the weather would cooperate. But now that the warm weather is here, I'll definitely be outside more, and it's so much easier to get exercise. We like to go hiking on the weekends, and that helps a lot too, because you know you're really using all your muscles when you go hiking on various types of terrain, and it burns off a lot of calories. And I just really like being out in nature, and every time we go, I'm always looking around trying to see if I can spot any animals. One time we went hiking and we saw two beautiful deer standing up on a hill, like we were down in the lower section of the land, and there were two deer up there. Oh my God, they were so beautiful. And you know, we've seen all different kinds of birds and amphibians and reptiles and all kinds of stuff. It's so much fun. I love being out in nature. But anyways, so I try to get as much exercise as I can, and I think that's about it. I'm not really doing a lot of cooking yet with this type of eating, but I think now that I've reached my goal weight, and I think now I'm going to, because I wanted to keep it simple and basic while I was trying to lose weight, because it was just easier for me to do it that way. But now that I am the weight that I'm supposed to be for my height and age and all that kind of stuff, now I feel like I can experiment a little more and cook some recipes and make things a lot more interesting, because like I said, if you get bored, then you're likely to eat things that you're not supposed to. So if you have any questions or anything, let me know. And I've already shown you a lot of the books that I've been reading, that where I get my information from. So yeah, I think that's about it. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.